Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Pete with MixBetterNow.com. We have a brand new Mix Critique Monday. It is November the 7th, 2016. I know I say this every week, but I can't believe it's November. We got some very cool mixes this week from Eddie Huerta, Nathaniel Dulski, David Robertson, Timothy Jones, Adam Corrali, and Michael Foreman. So we're going to get into it. We're in Pro Tools this week. We were in Studio One last time. And the first tune is called I'll Be Free, and this is mixed by Eddie Huerta. So let's check it out. Really dig this. Love it, love it, love it.
Must be the sentence. It takes the life out of me.
This sounds awesome.
Could be so easy to get this pressure off me. Make yourself a big pot of coffee, but pour me out a glass of iced tea. Telephone's ringing, get off me. When 5 o'clock comes, I'll be free.
This sounds absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best mixes I've heard, if not the best mix that I've heard so far on a Mix Critique Monday. So really great job so far, Eddie. Really impressive. Just digging the vibe. Everything sounds very good, very balanced. I'm not hearing anything that's too loud, too soft, any overt, anything that needs overt EQing right now. So this is a really, really great job. Let's keep going.
Must be the traffic causing my pressure to rise. I just can't take this. The air is burning my eye. Make yourself a big pot of coffee, but pour me out a glass of iced tea. Telephone's ringing, get off me. When 5 o'clock comes, I'll be free.
Okay, so like right there, I would probably, personally, just as a taste thing, I would pull down that guitar a little bit. It seems a little bit loud to me. But that's really just a level issue. The guitar sounds great. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds absolutely fantastic so far. I really can't, there's nothing I'm hearing that I dislike or that I can necessarily, suggest you do, because everything sounds really good. This is a really, really good example for anybody watching who, or listening, couple elements here that are critical to a good mix. The instruments that are recorded, imperative. So it needs to be a good song. It needs to be performed well. It needs to be recorded well. all of those things will translate to a good mix. Good recordings kind of mix themselves. So everything to me sounds really well recorded. Be it the guitars, the vocals, the kick, the bass. Everything is just really has its own space. Nothing is fighting anything. It's kind of stripped down and bare bones. And I kind of think a lot of the time in recording, less is more, and this is a great example of that. So
gotta leave this city, gonna do what matters to me, pack my bags, feeling groovy, yeah. Sun is shining down on me. Make yourself a big pot of coffee, but pour me out a glass of iced tea. Telephone's ringing, get on me. When 5 o'clock comes, I'll be free. Oh, go make yourself a big pot of coffee, but pour me out a glass of iced tea.
See, like right here towards the end where it's kind of the last chorus and the song is building. I know I talk about automation a lot, but I feel like right here, this track would benefit from kind of just bringing everything up, almost like a subtle subconscious build where the listener might not realize it's building, but it almost sounds like it's getting bigger just because you're pushing volume up. But, that's something that I might do there.
I'll be free.
Okay, so one thing I'm hearing there with the kick is that I might be tempted to put a little bit of a sweet spot for the click on a kick. Okay, so a kick in mic, which would capture a lot of that beater head sound, would be something around like 4.6K to like 7.5K, 4K, 5K, anywhere in between. There's kind of like a magic zone. I'm kind of wanting a little bit more click on the kick to get to cut through. I mean, that's really like the only thing I'm hearing that that I kind of want more of as a listener. The kick just seems a little thump 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 instead of a thwat thwat. It's just an attack thing for me. For example, let me show you something that I do fairly regularly. Is I will grab something like a 1073. So, and this would be on like any Neve. It doesn't matter which Neve 1073 you have or you use. Just some interesting things. So if you take like here's a 1073. Let me get a 31102. These are just some different Neves. And the reason I'm pulling these up is because I want to show you guys a little trick that I learned from Andrew Sheps, who's a genius, one of my favorite mixers. And let's grab a 1081. Okay. So you can take any Neve. Doesn't have to, I say this all the time, doesn't have to be one of these plugins. I like the Shep 73 from Waves. That's a cool one too. But so if we check out these three different Neves, so we have a 1073, we have a 31102, and we have a 1081. Now, all of these Neves have fixed EQ points on them. So if we come to the 1073, which is probably one of the most common, if you want to add click and that beater head attack to a kick drum, one thing I will always do is I'll pull up a Neve, and what you do is you come up here to the mid band, 4.8 as you can see right here, or 7.2, either or. If you're on the 31102, it is either, same thing, 4.8 and 7.2, okay, on the mids here. And on the 1081, we have 4.7, there's, I think, 5.6, 6.9, and 8.2. But the magic number here is the 4.8, okay? So 4.8 on the 31102, 4.8 on the 1073. Either 7.2K or 7200 hertz, 7.2K, or 4.8K will just about always be the sweet spot for that click on the kick. One thing I've learned from Andrew. Just as the flip side is, on the bottom here, if you come and you use the low shelf, either the 35 hertz or 60 hertz on the shelf will really enhance the bottom when you use it with the high pass filter. Anyway, just something to kind of throw out there. That's something that I will often do and really helps me out a lot. So just a little, little plug-in trick there that I like. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It sounds really, really good. That was an awesome mix. Really, really good job, Eddie. Big props on that. I think you absolutely killed that. Nothing I can really pick apart. I can't be too critical of anything on that because I think everything sounded really good. Like I said, only a couple things. Maybe I do a little bit of automation, let it build towards the last chorus, maybe a little bit of click on the kick. Otherwise than that, really, really good job. All right, so next up we have a mix from Nathaniel Dulski, and it's called Save. Let's check it out. Vocals sound a little bit buried to me. I'm having a kind of a tough time necessarily making out the lyrics or kind of, I could definitely use a little bit more vocal here. A little bit. My heart beats, my veins bleed, for you alone, for you alone. This is another really, really good sounding mix. I love the two contrasting styles between I'll Be Free and Save right here. I love getting mixes that are, different genres of music. It's always fun to listen to. A couple things that I really like about this, the guitars sound really well mixed. They sound big. They're fat. They're panned out. They kind of have their own space. Again, very much like the instrumentation in I'll Be Free. The instrumentation here is kind of all sitting in good places. Right? I can hear the kick. I can hear the snare. Like I said, the guitars, the bass, everything kind of has its spot. And, I'm not left wanting as a listener, kind of, man, I wish I had more of this or anything. So let's keep going. don't know if you guys caught that, but to me it sounds like in that breakdown part, the volume kind of came down a little bit. Of course, the playing style changed there, but it kind of came down, and then when that chorus hit, it was bam, kind of right back in your face. Love that. I think that's a fantastic, fantastic move. I don't know if you did that via automation or if you just kind of brought some of those other, maybe took a couple guitars out or something like that. But I love when that last chorus on any type of tune, on any type of genre, really gets louder, and it kind of, it makes whoever's listening, it kind of demands their attention, because it's like, okay, and it's not like a conscious thing. It's not like people are sitting in their car and they're driving along and they're like, oh man, they pushed up the volume on that last chorus, because majority of music listeners aren't as educated or as attentive as audio engineers are, or mixers are. So anyway, really great job there. Just one thing I might do is the guitar that's playing that, maybe that octave or like that lick on the right hand side in my right can. I might brighten that up a bit, just because it's blending together a little bit with the rhythm guitar. So maybe just brighten that up, throw like an 8K shelf on that, and just crank it. Yeah, super good. Guitars sound huge. You guys are making my job real easy this week, I'll tell you that. It's like 2 very, 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 very good mixes in a row. Can't say a bad word about either of those. Yeah, really good job. Nathaniel, killing it for sure. Yeah, I mean, awesome. Put it online, put it on a CD, send it out. Sounds really good. It's really fun in situations like this where, sometimes you hear good mixes, and it's like, just because somebody submits a mix doesn't necessarily mean that, I'm gonna say X, Y, and Z about it. I give credit where credit's due, and Eddie and Nathaniel, you guys are doing really good work, so keep it up. Super, super impressed by both of you so far, so really cool. All right, next up, we have Close Your Mouth by David Robertson. Let's get that lined up. And we'll go from here. Let's get our trim out. And let's take a listen. Here we go. All right, so just right away, I'm just kind of noticing a little bit of buildup in the low mids. Something sounding a little bit muddy to me. I have an EQ on the submix, so I figured I could just kind of, like I did the last time, kind of show you guys a little bit of what I mean when I say things like that. So let's make it a little larger, and I might do something like something around here, around 200. Let's listen. Like right here. So you guys hear that when I solo that up? Right? Like it's just like, you get some muddy buildup. So what I would do is, let's bring this up here, bring it back. And it doesn't need a massive amount of, of cutting there. Think if you're talking about corrective EQ on an entire mix, you want to do broad strokes and minimal amounts, of cuts or boosts. Either way.
Like football.
So we're taking that out.
Be keeping every score, but sometimes I do, and sometimes you do too. So don't rehearse.
I'd probably also throw a little bit of high pass filtering on this.
Any speeches.
Because you can tell from the graph here that we've got a lot of low end buildup.
You know it's not the time.
So you hear all these sub lows, and we can definitely filter some of those out. As a result of filtering those out and cutting the mud, it's going to make the entire mix sound bigger and tighter, and it's going to pop. So, just for fun,
I can't stop thinking anything but stupid stories around our arguing, perhaps just tonight.
So if I go back here, we'll bypass in and out and just take a listen.
I don't like football anymore. I know I shouldn't be keeping every score, but sometimes I do.
See, it just kind of opens it up a little bit. I think we could probably even maybe go for a little bit
And
here.
sometimes you do too. So don't rehearse it.
So here's that boxiness. A little bit of 400.
Then kiss me. Just close your mouth.
All right, so we're doing like 3 cuts, 3 real small cuts, and then we're doing a little bit of high pass filtering. Let's back it up.
Score, but sometimes
So this is
I
off.
do.
On.
And sometimes you do too. So don't rehearse any speeches. You know it's not the time for excuses. Just close your
So it's just an idea of kind of what I mean by when I say, cut a little bit of mud, do a little bit of high pass filtering, and maybe remove a little bit of that boxiness. The other thing this could definitely use is a little high shelf. So let's kind of smooth this out, and let's see what we can do.
mouth and kiss me. Just close your mouth.
I'd also maybe put a little bit of the presence area in here. We could use like a little 2K or 3K.
I can't stop thinking anything but stupid stories around our arguing, perhaps just tonight. Oh, we forget wrong and right. So don't rehearse any speeches. You know it's not the time for excuses.
So if we go back,
More I know I shouldn't be keeping every score, but sometimes I do, and sometimes you do too. So don't rehearse any speeches. You know.
so I hope you guys can hear what I'm alluding to. These are just feel free to take a screenshot. David, if you want to, if you're don't have a firm grasp, or on your EQing skills or your confidence yet, right now I'm doing a little 90, a little cut at 90, 200, 382, a little boost around 2.5K. And then we're doing a little shelf around 9K, 8K, something like that. So these are, some very gentle EQing moves you can do if you don't want to go back into your mix and, figure out what's causing the mud to build up, or figure out, what's not popping, on the high end or something like that. Anyway, let's keep listening here. I'm going to go back, and we'll leave this bypass for now.
I don't like football anymore. I know I shouldn't be keeping every score, but sometimes I do, and sometimes you do too. So don't rehearse
I think the bass is a little bit loud here, and I'm kind of wanting a little bit more kick drum again, but specifically, I think some more attack, some more click on the kick would really cut through the mix here. Again, try some 4.7, 4.5K, something like that on your kick, but don't make it all beater, and no low end. You want to have that nice balance. I mean, that's why when you mic a kick drum, you do a kick in and a kick out mic is to get both elements of the drum.
I can't stop thinking anything but stupid stories around our arguing, perhaps just tonight. Oh, we forget wrong and right, so don't rehearse any speeches. It's not the time for excuses. Just close your mouth and kiss me. Just close your mouth and kiss me.
Love to hear that guitar a bit brighter. And overall, I feel like the whole mix could use a bit more compression. One thing I do like, though, is that when I look at your waveform of your mix, there's plenty of dynamic range here, right? We got lots of peaks and valleys, whereas if you look at save up here, we got a lot of bricks. So the difference there means one was obviously printed a lot hotter, a lot louder. Loud is okay, but losing your dynamic range is not a good thing. So, David, you definitely have done a great job at preserving that here, but, I don't know what you got going on in your mix bus, compression-wise, but, it could definitely use a little bit of, just to squeeze the mix just a little bit. Let's keep going here.
Stupid stories around our arguing, perhaps just tonight. Oh, we forget wrong and right, so don't rehearse any speeches. It's not the time for excuses. Just close your mouth and kiss me. Just close your mouth and kiss me.
Yeah, so I'd brighten those guitars up a little bit right there. Definitely.
When we signed on the dotted line, became attached but not aligned. So don't rehearse any speeches. It's not the time for excuses. Just close your mouth and kiss me. So don't rehearse any speeches. It's not the time for excuses. Just close your mouth and kiss me and rest your mind.
I feel like I'm hearing another instrument there. I can't really tell what it is, though. Almost sounds like a saxophone, maybe? Maybe there was like a flute in there, too? Definitely some type of reed instrument. I would bring that up for sure, just because I was having a tough time deciphering if that in fact was a saxophone or something like that. But very cool, though, that you have that in there. These are all easily fixable things, and I think with a few tweaks, some of the stuff that I said, I think you'll be well on your way. So really good job, David. Thanks for sharing Close Your Mouth. Awesome. All right. Next up, we have Dare You to Move, Switchfoot cover mixed by Timothy Jones. This is a track from my buddy David Glenn, or multi-tracks from my buddy David Glenn. So let's take a listen to Dare You to Move, mixed by Timothy Jones. Here we go.
Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here.
I'd bring that pad down. It's kind of dominating the vocal. It's as loud, if not louder than the vocal. So, you know, that kind of swirling pad sound, I'd pull that down a bit. And you know, I always say that if there's ever a vocal in a mix, it's always the most important instrument. And if there's no vocals, then whatever instrument is kind of, you know, playing the melodic part becomes the most important thing. So just we'll pay attention to that as we keep listening.
Everyone's here, everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? Yeah, what happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move.
The kick drum sounds really pillowy. So I'm trying to remember if I got these stems from David back when. I think there's a kick in and a kick out on this, or maybe there's a sample with it, but it's really pull. Like, you know, the kick is almost, it sounds like it's hitting a pillow instead of hitting a drum. I would remedy that by rebalancing the two kick mics if they're in there. If not, you can certainly carve out some of the the mud, do a little filtering on the kick out mic, and then you could bring in some more of the attack on the kick drum there.
Like today never happened. Today never happened before. Welcome to the foil. Welcome to resistance. The tension is here. All the tension is there. Between who you are and who you could be. Yeah. Between how it acts and how it should be. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. Like today never happened.
I'm kind of hearing a lot of low end energy buildup. So what I just did for fun was I threw a little high pass filter onto it's a 40 with a 12 dB per octave slope, and I'm taking out a little 100 here because I'm just hearing a lot of low end. Seems to be cleaning it up a little bit.
Today never happened. Maybe redemption is stories to tell. Maybe forgiveness is right where you fell. And where can you run to?
I'm also adding a little bit of the mids, typically where there's a lot of boxiness. I feel like it sounds really scooped. So like if you kind of envision an EQ curve, it's kind of feels like there's a big dip in the middle. So I'm just adding some mids back into it, and I feel like it's really bringing it to life. So around 590, 600 here.
Escape from yourself. Yeah, where you gonna go? Where you gonna go?
Let's go back to a chorus and listen to it.
Stories to tell. Maybe forgiveness is right where you fell. And where can you run to escape?
Yeah, I like what that's doing a lot. So definitely try taking a look at getting rid of a little bit of 100, boosting a little bit of 550, 600, something like that, and definitely do a little bit of high pass filtering. I can't stress that enough. One of my biggest, it's not really like a secret, just one of my biggest things that I do in my mixes is I will always high pass everything. You might have heard or might have been taught by someone else to, high pass everything but your mix bus, but your kick drum, but your bass, anything that might have low end in it. But low end isn't necessarily like there's not all low end is good low end. You know what I mean? You can get sub lows that build up. You can get certain kinds of things that make your end product sound a little bit, just a little bit weird and kind of off. So by high passing the mix bus, you really tighten up that bottom. I'm trying to do it. So yeah, it would be like you're coming from here. So you're looking at, here's the high pass. Just tighten it up a little bit, because nobody's going to be able to hear 20 hertz in a car, on an iPhone, on an iPad, on earbuds, on headphones, unless they're like super hi-fi, whatever. Because we all have to think about what people are listening to music on today. Not very many people have hi-fi systems in their house. If you've got a dock for your iPhone or a Bluetooth speaker or something like that. So by removing some, like here, everything below 40, it's going to make everything sound bigger and tighter. So just a little food for thought. All right, let's keep going here. Definitely bring the vocals up a bit. They're getting a little bit buried here with all these big guitars coming in and a lot of instrumentation, a lot of pads, a lot of synths, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a little vinyl noise. Love it. Very cool. Right on. But, listen, really good job. I think it's a really solid mix. Again, a couple moves here and there can make big differences here. And really, that's all mixing is it's a lot of little moves that add up over the course, of a whole session, which create a large sum. So, thanks for sharing that, Timothy. Really appreciate it. Good job. Keep up the good work. All right, next up, we got one from my buddy Adam. This is Stand By Me, and this is from Adam Corrali. Here we go. Adam, the guitar sounds a little hot, like maybe it was recorded a little bit, where it's kind of maybe clipping the converters a little bit. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell if it's like a combination of the pickup and a microphone. You just might want to, I think this is one of your tunes, so of course you can go back and re-record stuff. But it is a good point to make for anybody is that there's really no noise floor in digital, so there's no reason to record levels hot or anything like that. Gain staging is huge. I'm not going to get into a whole thing about how to do it because there's a lot of things to take into account when, you pull out a microphone and you put it in front of your guitar, and then you have to, kind of essentially balance that whole chain and get it right going into the box. But, it's just something to be very aware of because we don't need to push things out. We can always make things louder, but we can't always make things quieter. Drums and bass are they sound very cool, but they're kind of taking over the vocal and the guitar now. So maybe bring down the rhythm section, the drums and the bass, or when they come in, automate the vocals and the guitar up a little bit. See there, I heard the vocal come up, so clearly you must have automated the vocal up or something like that, or maybe it's a different take that you did and you recorded it louder, but it's working there, so good job. Nice little fade out. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Good job, Adam. The only other thing that I'm kind of hearing there is overall, I think the mix was just a little thin. Now, that could be a bunch of different things from the way everything was recorded to, mic placement, the instrumentation, the microphones you use, all those kinds of things. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint that, but the best advice I could give here would be to use reference mixes. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the reference mixer, don't use them. The idea is something like that I would do is I'll make a playlist of 10 tracks or 20 tracks, songs that have been mixed that I love. When I'm mixing a rock tune, I'll have my top 10 go-to reference tracks that I will compare my mix to just to make sure that I'm in the ballpark. tonally, the EQ balance, instrumentation, all of that stuff, you can get a really good sense of where your mix is at. So what I would do there is I would, pick out some stuff that maybe you're going for in the same genre, pull it up, A/B it, you can literally drag another track into your session. You can even use something like, really love this plugin by Sample Magic. It's called Magic AB, and this is version 2. But what this enables you to do is, as you can see, it's this click to load audio file, and you can load in, what does that look like, 9 different songs, and then you can A/B as simple as that. So, if you have something in here, you can hit play, load it up, you can even loop it, and then all you do is just toggle that quickly. So there's really no lag time in terms of A/Bing it, to your ears, which can kind of throw you off if, you hit play and then you go open iTunes and you hit play again. It can, that time that elapses can be disadvantageous. So, something like that, instead of spending money on a plugin, what you can do is just drag your reference track into your DAW. Make in Pro Tools they're called memory locations. So you make a memory location, put it off to the side or put it on a different track, and then you can just toggle really quick back and forth. And it's a great way to just kind of gauge your mix and see how it holds up to other stuff that you like. So, all right, again, thank you, Adam. Really appreciate it. Good job, and you're crushing it, man. I know you're doing working hard, and I can definitely see it, and I can hear it. So, all right, we got another one from Eddie Huerta. This is called Going Down. Eddie submitted 2 mixes, so we're getting him in here. And he did a great one with the first one, I'll Be Free. This is called Going Down. Here we go. Love the sax. Sounds awesome. One thing I'm really impressed about with this mix is you got a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot of different instruments happening, and they're all basically sitting in their retrospective places really well. It's a hard thing to do. It's one of the hardest things to achieve in mixing is to use EQ and panning and compression and basically what I call the salt and pepper of mixing to find space. And it sounds great. Everything, I'm really enjoying it so far. Monster mix right there, sir. Really, really good job. I mean, that's record ready. I think that is on your album, Eddie. I think what you sent me to download had a bunch of tracks on it, and yeah, I mean, it sounds awesome. That's a fantastic mix. Definitely exemplary, and really enjoyed it. I wouldn't change anything, man. It sounds super good. Thanks for that, and I'll be free. Really digging the tunes, love the style, sounds awesome. Love the variety today of music as always every week. Last up, we got another one from Michael Foreman. This is The Situation Room. Michael, I think this was on like the first Mix Critique Monday, and here's a great example. Michael said that he went back to the mix, kind of took to heart some of the suggestions that I laid out for this track, and here is, I guess this would be like a revision of it or an alternate mix. So we're gonna take a listen, and here's The Situation Room from Michael Foreman. Last one. Here we go.
It's 8:52 here in New York. I'm Brian Gumble. We understand that there has been a plane crash on the southern tip of Manhattan. You're looking at the World Trade Center. We understand that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. We don't know anything more than that.
The second building that was hit by the plane has just completely collapsed. The entire building has just collapsed as if a demolition team set off. When you see the old demolitions of these old buildings, it folded down on itself and it is not there anymore. I can hear you! I can hear you! The rest of the world hears you! And the people...
So far, it sounded pretty good. Definitely digging it. It sounds big. It sounds heavy. It's kind of evoking emotion, which is important. Mixing is meant to not just sound good, but to, as I said before, keep a listener engaged and to make, people who listen to it feel something. And, this is definitely doing a good job of that so far. I'm going to play around a little bit with some of the low end here. I feel like a little bit of the low mids can maybe come out, or I'm hearing a little build up somewhere. So there's not much going on down here, so we get high past this.
air raid fire was going off. We could hear in the distance around the city the sound of anti-aircraft guns being fired.
So basically, I would get rid of some 200. You hear that? It's that. It's like that real muffled sound.
Up with Saddam Hussein today, he was hiding in a crawl space.
So let's go ahead and A-B that back and forth.
Spider hole, the military called it, underneath the floor of a small shack outside his hometown of Creek. He was described as disoriented at first, and then, as time went by, unrepentant and defiant.
We can probably get rid of a little bit of 350, 400 here, which is your boxiness. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, you hear that? It's just boxy. I'm going to back it up a little bit.
The spider hole, the military called it, underneath the floor of a small shack outside his hometown of Creek. He was described as disoriented at first, and then, as time went by, unrepentant and defiant. After 10 months hunting him, in the end, the man who has gone from American ally to...
Yeah, so that's just really cleaning up a lot of pretty much where the fundamental of the bass or the upper end of the bass is meeting a lot of those guitars. We're cleaning a little bit of that up.
American nemesis surrendered without a fight.
So a little bit of this and that.
Major combat operations in Iraq have ended. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed.
You can pull those bells down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the commander-in-chief responsible, and I wish we'd found weapons of mass destruction.
Probably even high pass a little bit more.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women.
Yeah, so there's a couple points there I would take out. A little bit of 80, a little bit of 200, and a little bit of 350.
And children.
Happening now, breaking news. Paris terror fear. Multiple people are reported killed in a shooting. There's also word of possible explosions outside the National Stadium and a hostage situation.
So if we back this up.
The leader of Al-Qaeda.
On.
And a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
Happening now, breaking news. Paris terror fear.
It just clears it up a lot doing that.
Killed in a shooting. There's also word of possible explosions outside the National Stadium and a hostage situation unfolding right now as well. We're following a night of unfolding terror right in the heart of the French capital. I'm Wolf Blitzer. You're in the Situation Room.
I like that delay throw at the end. Very cool. Really good job. I do remember the first version. That definitely is on its way. Really good job, Michael. You might want to take a screenshot of some of these points just to get a general idea of the type of EQ, subtractive EQ sculpting that I would do. By removing some of these frequencies, you're going to clean up that mix a bit. You're going to ultimately end up with a bigger sounding mix, right? If I go back to here, I'll bypass it again one more time and just listen to when it's on and off.
Good evening.
So it's off.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted.
And you hear that just kind of brighten up a little bit. Not brighten up, it kind of cleared up a little bit of the congestion down at the bottom.
An operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men.
I mean, like I said, it does sound good, though. Definitely good work on the revision, on the tweak. But, a little bit more tweaking, I think you can really get there with this mix. So, really good job overall. Super impressed with everyone. I am every week. Thank you guys so much for submitting all of these mixes. Really outstanding job. Big props, Eddie. I think I'll be free. And going down where I really couldn't say a bad thing. I never try and say bad things about anyone's mix. You guys know that. I've said that before. This is just all positive, positive criticism, constructive criticism, things because I want you guys to be as good as you can. That's the whole reason I do what I do is for you. I want you all to improve as much as possible, to learn as much as possible, and to make great music. And this is just a part of making great music. Really good job, Nathaniel with Save, Nathaniel Dulski. Big thank you to David Robertson with Close Your Mouth, Timothy Jones with Dare You to Move, Stand By Me by Adam Corrali, and then The Situation Room, which was revision from Michael Foreman. So big thank you to all of you guys. To anybody watching who would like a mix critique, a free mix critique, just submit it. Throw me an email at pete@mixbetternow.com. You'll find all my information below in the show notes. Ways to contact me. Shoot me an email with a downloadable MP3 or a downloadable WAV file. Give me the title of the song and your name, obviously, since you mixed it. And it just goes into a line that I have stacked up for future Mix Critique Mondays. All right? Okay, so that's it for me. Again, thank you guys so much for submitting. Great job, everyone. I appreciate it. I hope you all have an awesome day. Tomorrow's election day, so get out and vote. Do your part, and I hope everybody has a fantastic week. I'll catch you next time.